Okay, so to solve this polynomial, we have a few extra steps. We're going to move everything to one side equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 4x and I'm going to subtract 16. Next, I want to factor this because eventually I'm going to find those critical values. So if I factor this, you just got done doing the P over Q thing to get it factored. You're not going to have to do that much work for these ones. You're going to use the technique where you have 4 terms. So you're going to group the front 2 and take out what's in common. Group the back 2 and take out what's in common. So in this one, for x to the third and 4x to the second, I have an x squared in common, leaving me with x plus 4. For the gray ones here, I have a negative 4 in common, so if I take that out, I'm left with a matching x plus 4. So for the black and the gray, they both have an x plus 4, so I'm going to take that out front, and then the leftover is x squared minus 4. This is the difference of squares, x squared minus 2 squared. So that ends up being x plus 2 times x minus 2. And I'm bringing down that x plus 4. Now that this is factored, set to 0, I'm ready to go find my critical values. So I'm going to change this to an equal sign for a second and solve to find my critical values. So here we go. Then set each of those factors equal to 0. So x plus 4 equals 0 ends up giving me negative 4. X plus 2 equals 0 gives me negative 2. And then x minus 2 equals 0 gives me 2. So I just found my critical values are negative 4, negative 2, and 2. Okay, so everything on one side set to 0, factor, and then change this to an equal sign, solve, and now I have my critical values. Okay, now that you have your critical values, you're going to take these and put them on a number line to make yourself a sign chart. Okay, so I'm going to make a sign chart with these critical values. So I have negative 4, negative 2, and 2. I'm going to test a number in each section. Now keep in mind in this example, the numbers, the critical values themselves, negative 4, negative 2, and positive 2 are not a part of our answer. Because when you substitute those numbers in to this, it makes that equal 0, and 0 is not greater than 0. So I'm going to go ahead and just underneath each one of these critical values, I'm going to say no, no, and no. Those ones are not a part of our answer. If it would have been equal to, then these would have made it true. Okay, so next let's check a number in each section. So I'm going to pick any number I want as long as it's to the left of negative 4. So maybe let's test negative 5. If I substitute negative 5 in here, negative 5 plus 4 is a negative answer. Negative 5 plus 2 is a negative answer. And negative 5 minus 2 is a negative answer. So if I take a negative times a negative times a negative, I get a negative. Okay, so is that going to work or not? Plugging in negative 5 gave me a negative number. Is a negative number bigger than 0? No. So that means every number to the left of negative 4 is not working. Okay, so now I'm going to pick a number between negative 4 and negative 2. So I went with negative 3. So if you substitute negative 3 in here, negative 3 plus 4 is a positive. Negative 3 plus 2 is a negative. Negative 3 minus 2 is a negative. And a positive times a negative is a positive. So plugging in negative 3 makes that positive. A positive is greater than 0. That's true. So every number between negative 4 and negative 2 make this true. Okay, so we just continue on like that. I'm going to pick a number between negative 2 and 2. Let's say 0. I plug 0 in here. 0 plus 4 is a positive. 0 plus 2 is a positive. 0 minus 2 is a negative. So I have a positive times a negative, which is a negative. A negative answer is greater than 0. No. And then pick a number to the right of 2. Let's say 3. If I substitute 3 in, 3 plus 4 is a positive. 3 plus 2 is a positive. 3 minus 2 is a positive. A positive times a positive times a positive is a positive. And a positive, plugging in again, 3, I got a positive answer. A positive is bigger than 0, and that is yes. So let's go from left to right for our interval. Okay, so no, no, but between here and here is a yes. If I want to leave out negative 4, that'll be a parenthesis. So parenthesis negative 4 through negative 2, leave out negative 2, so parenthesis, union, and then no, no, no. Then right here, starting at 2 is a no, but to the right of 2 forever is a yes. So parenthesis 2 to leave it out, through infinity. And we have all the numbers that we can plug in here and make it true. Again, please don't, this is just a shortcut. If I plug 3 in and you go 7 plus 5 times 1 is 35. 35 is greater than 0, and that section is a yes. It's okay if you find the exact answer, it's just a little slower.